Like, this is the one thing that they understand very, very well about women that every other type of guys do not understand. And that is why they've been kind of successful in being like, they always get the lady. They always get the lady they want because they understand this state. They understand that she needs to feel comfortable. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, you are absolutely welcome. What's up? I am Damsey, and you're absolutely welcome to this crystal amazing community where I create content to help solve most of the everyday problems ranging from lifestyle, beauty, mental health, and some everyday DIY projects every now and then. And if you are here for the ride, if you're here to be part of this family, you're absolutely welcome once again. And I promise you, you will not regret being here because everything that I give is straight from facts, straight from my heart to you guys, and you're absolutely in the right place. And if you want to see more of what I do or to connect with me directly, you can go ahead to follow me on my Instagram page at DamseyXO or my Facebook page, Crystal_Damsey. I'm pretty consistent on both platforms, and I'm always happy to receive messages from you crystals. So, as always, guys, I am no relationship expert. I am just all about bringing to light the small details, the small signals, the small signs that I believe are somehow overlooked in our everyday relationship lives, but somehow they've managed to affect our relationships in such huge ways that we do not know of. From facts and research that I've made, and researches that I've made, and also from what I understand from my own personal experience, I am here to deliver what I know. So don't come for me in case that is your plan after this video. So today I am going to be talking to the guys, and I will be exposing some of the things that they do or that guys do knowingly and sometimes unknowingly that actually reduces their chances of getting the high value dream girl or dream lady or dream woman that they desire. So make sure to stay tuned till the end of this video because trust me, these are not things that you would like to ignore after watching this video. The very first tip that I have for you guys that some guys do that actually reduces their chances of being attractive to their dream lady or making a first good impression to their dream girl, their dream lady, is being too touchy. Yes, when a guy is being too touchy, it's a complete red flag signal to a high value woman, because high value women are not like the everyday women, the everyday girls, the everyday ladies that you see on the street. They are those women that know who they are, they are confident in who they are, and they have emotional maturity in the sense that they already know in life what they want the most. So these women are very focused, they are very driven by goals, by certain vision that they have for their lives in their mind. They are not women that just fall out of the blues. They're not ones that easily get swept off their feet by random fancy men. And there are women who have already attained that level of confidence where they know what they really want. So as a guy, when you're being too touchy, it's completely unattractive to a woman who values herself. And by this I am talking about those type of guys that you haven't quite gotten to that very familiar level with someone. You just literally met this girl today and you're already touching her in places where you shouldn't. It is so wrong and unattractive because a thing like that, it hints at sex, it hints at like desperation, and it also proves that this guy has no respect for a lady's personal space. It is highly disrespectful for a guy to just come around. You haven't really gotten to that place where she's comfortable with you. You guys are not like close friends or like very close or very familiar yet, and you're already touching her in places. Ladies find it unattractive. So many of them might try to like keep cool and remain calm in order not to make it look more embarrassing than it already is in their head. So they try to stay calm, but trust me, it is wrong for a guy to do that, and it just instantly makes you unattractive in the lady's eyes. So a thing with high value women is that they value trust a lot. And I know that this is almost about to sound cliche, but a high value woman, there is several stages you have to attain in order to like get what you want out of her. So let's imagine that there is a bottom stage right here. So this bottom stage is literally where you got to know her, and where you're getting to like know her for the first time, and you're just getting familiar with each other. And then the top stage is the final stage, is the main thing, that is the main stage you want to get to with her, whether it's marriage or relationship or a date or something like that. That is the top stage. So for a high value woman, for you to start from that bottom stage and work your way all the way to the top stage, you need to make sure that at the end of each stage she's able to trust you, she's able to feel comfortable with you. That is the only thing that would graduate you to the next stage, and then to the next stage, and then to the next stage, until you get to the top stage. Because high value women, they don't do things that they are not comfortable with. So if you come and you start forcing them to do this, to do that, because it makes you feel good about yourself, trust me, you're already losing in the game of trying to get her attracted to you. So you need to make sure that she is able to trust you at every stage, and she's able to feel comfortable with you. That's the only way she can sort of like submit and open the door for you to come into the next stage, and then into the next stage until you get to that top stage. This is the reason why bad boys have been able to come out as more attractive to women than the opposite of bad boys. And I guess you guys understand what I mean by bad boys. And like, this is the one thing that they understand very, very well about women that every other type of guys do not understand. And that is why they've been kind of successful in being like, they always get the lady. They always get the lady they want, because they understand this stage. They understand that she needs to feel comfortable before she opens the door to the next stage. And you have to be patient as a guy to make sure that your rhythm is to her own music. The rhythm you're playing is to her own music and not to your own music. So if you are being too touchy and too quick to like throw things at her and suggest, okay, let's go here, let's do this, let's do that, you're losing your power, you're losing your charm, and your attractiveness is kind of reducing in her head. And like your influence, your ability to influence or manipulate her or whatever, it is just reducing. So the second thing that guys do that instantly makes them 80% less attractive to high value women is announcing their assets or good qualities when completely unnecessary.
I am the king! I will punish you.
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
We all know that a proud and arrogant man who announces his assets and his good qualities is so unattractive to not just a high value woman, but is literally unattractive to everybody else, older people, even other men, and etc. And I mean, like, that is very common. That is a well-known fact. However, what isn't very common is, like those guys who subtly drop a particular asset or good quality that they have in a conversation when it is not necessary. There was a time I was once with a friend. It was just a normal day in the sun. We're just hanging out, and I could remember he was telling me how his girlfriend had just left him, that how he was feeling bad and stuff like that. So he was talking about that situation, and he kept expressing himself and talking about how sad and betrayed he felt. And at the same time, I almost got so pissed off and irritated by how often he was repeating, like, I'm a good guy, I'm a great guy, any girl would kill to have me. He's a great guy, like, don't get me wrong, he's not that proud kind of person, but he was constantly dropping his good qualities, which I do not judge him for. But like, the thing with whatever assets or good quality that you have is that when you really have it, it will show. No matter what, it will definitely show. People are very smart. That is why public speaking is a very terrifying thing, because no matter how you rehearse your speech and you come out to a group of audience and you're coming to deliver your speech, people can see through you. They can see if you're faking it, they can see if you're being real, they can see if this is a topic that truly means something to you. They can see it through you. And to be honest, what I've noticed is that most people who tend to, like, announce it or just suddenly just drop it in a conversation when it is not even necessary at all are people who somehow feel this low self-esteem. So they feel this instant desperation to put out their best foot and say that, okay, I am a great guy, I'm a very loving guy, most girls that I've dated, they like me, girls like to be around me. Nobody wants to hear that. Like, nobody cares, because they want to be able to see things for themselves, because they know better and they don't easily believe in what you announce about yourself. They watch the things you do, the way you do them, the way you treat people, the way you act, things you say, do you keep your promises. They watch all those things because they want to be able to assess it themselves. So you announcing your good qualities and all of that is of no use, and instead it is even reducing your chances of getting the lady, because it's projecting some sort of low self-esteem issues and a struggling self-confidence and all that. So it is definitely not a good look. So the third thing that makes a guy instantly 80% less attractive to a high value woman is assuming that every woman is a gold digger. I honestly do not know. I don't know why. I don't know how it started. I don't know where it started. But of course, to some degree, I understand how pained and how bad, or like how unpleasant it often looks like, for a woman to be actively out to drain you of your money and stuff like that. But now it's becoming such a very common belief, especially in Africa, and this is actually all around the world, but I feel like it's actually worse in this continent. And I can, as usual, speak for my country. It's actually very bad in my country, that a lot of young men especially, they believe that ladies are after their money, and it is very, very disturbing, to be honest. This is very disturbing. And there was actually this story that I heard like 2 months ago. It's not so long ago. It happened between a Nigerian man and a Nigerian lady. So they went on their very first date. They ordered some great foods, things that they wanted to have and stuff like that. And after the whole dinner was done, the guy requested for the bill and it was brought over to him. And when he collected the bill, he looked at it, and then he flips it over, or like pushes it over to the lady, and told her to pay for the restaurant bill. And it was so awkward. Like, the lady was actually shocked, but she wasn't like fully surprised. So she paid the bills, and she did not actually plan for it, so it kind of really drained her. But she didn't plan for it, because obviously she wasn't the one that asked him on a date. It was him. And I don't know, in my own opinion, I feel like it is, except they are splitting the bills, or to some degree, if you would let someone pay completely, especially when it's uncultured, I feel that is something that should have been discussed. So the lady actually settled the restaurant bill that day, and I cannot really remember how the story ended, like how the whole thing ended, but I remember that after that particular scenario, after that day, after that night, they both never spoke to each other again. Somehow the story managed to hit the net, and it went viral. So it's the guy had to come online to explain his reason for doing what he did and stuff. And while he was explaining it, there was just something he said that really surprised me, and that made me realize just how much what we believe as young men and as young women affects our daily lives. So this guy came, and he was like he was trying to test her, because a lot of these ladies nowadays, they just want to eat your money dry and stuff like that. I can't really remember it word for word, but you could obviously tell from his confession that, you know, he just kind of generally assumes ladies to be some kind of gold digger. And what surprised me in that scenario is that the fact that this lady was actually able to have something on her to be able to settle the bill that day. It shows that this is someone that was reasonable. This is a lady that was prepared for, you know, the situation. This is definitely a lady that respects herself. And, you know, for this to happen, it kind of shows a very bad impression on the man's side. And this is how so many men have lost their chances with a good lady, because they've assumed her to be either, you know, a lady that is too loose, a whore, or so many things. You know how the whole thing goes. And what I'm trying to tell you is that you need to understand that there is no perfect lady out there. There is no lady that isn't looking to increase her number of material earnings and possessions. There is no lady that isn't looking to hopefully change one thing about her body, if she had the means to, you know, change her body or one part of her body that she's not entirely confident about. Here's the thing about women that you really need to understand and you really need to know. Women don't stay with you based on that ideal fantasy guy list that you've been able to somehow checkmate. Of course, it could be the reason why they text you back initially, they go out with you, or even talk to you. But in the long run, what determines how a lady would treat you in the long run, if she's going to be loyal to you or not, or if she's going to, you know, be a gold digger, what determines that is how you make her feel. So because women are, you know, like emotional beings, and you know, like everything is about the feeling, how this person makes me feel, how this thing makes me feel. That is what kind of makes women attracted to the things or whatever they are attracted to. It is about how it makes them feel. So if you are that kind of guy that makes her feel uncomfortable and insecure and afraid, and, you know, like doubt herself if she's a gold digger, if she's a whore, like you say, you kind of already building the kind of woman she would be to you. So basically what this means is that a lady is to you what you have inspired in her. And That's just how it is. So if you ever want an intelligent, beautiful, and well-groomed, well-mannered lady, you have to learn to appeal to her highest sense of self, and never the opposite, because there is no perfect woman out there. This is why you should never assume that a lady is a gold digger or a whore before actually getting to know her, because this instantly makes you 80% less attractive in her eyes, because at that moment she doesn't feel like herself. She doesn't feel encouraged around you because of your assumptions, which nobody wants to be around someone that constantly puts them down or says negative things about them. So if you have learned anything so far, make sure to comment that down below. So the next thing that guys do that instantly makes them 80% less attractive is being ignorant of their own personal hygiene. Remember, I said high value women value trust, and they like to feel comfortable and 100% sure of something or someone before associating themselves or putting themselves in that position with that thing or that someone. So as a guy, you are not exempted from having a proper personal hygiene routine. It's so sad because, especially here in my country, a lot of stress has been put on the women, a lot of pressure has been put on the women to always have a good hygiene. And I've seen so many situations online and offline where young guys publicly shame a woman or a girl for having some certain unpleasant hygiene issues and stuff like that, and even going as far as insulting such a girl, and even going as far as saying that she's not marriage material. And I feel because of the public are so focused and so stressed on the fact that a woman has to be clean and this and that in order for her to have that level of attractiveness. The guys, they tend to neglect the purpose of having a personal hygiene. And of course, this wouldn't have been an issue at all if there weren't other guys out there who are so good at taking care of themselves, smelling good all day, even in the worst, most uncomfortable weather, and remembering to put down the toilet seat, remembering to flush after they're done in the toilets, and they always clean after themselves. They value themselves, they pamper themselves. This wouldn't have been an issue at all if such guys did not exist at all. But the thing is that these guys will always be more attractive because they are clean, and everyone wants to be associated with cleanliness. And this actually makes them more expensive, more charming, and more attractive in general, as opposed to the guys who are still struggling or finding it difficult to actually even detect their own bad breath or body odor, which is very common here, by the way, because a lot of guys seem to overlook the small things, and it is very disturbing. It is a really disturbing thing, trust me. And you want to make sure that you are having a proper hygiene and you're taking care of yourself, because if you smell good, you exude like health, you exude beauty and charm, and your power as a guy, it shines through and it comes out. But if you have like unpleasant body odor or mouth odor, it doesn't really make people want to be around you, and it's just honestly, it's a huge turn off. It's a huge red flag. Just as it is for men, it also is a huge red flag for women. And so the last thing that I have that actually makes guys instantly 80% less attractive to women is having no daring or adventurous spirit or goals for the future. There's a little bit of that fairy tale pre-installed memory in in a lot of modern women in these days. That is the reason why we love some Cinderella story, Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, etc. And what do all these stories have in common? What they have in common is there is a lady who is beautiful, a damsel, and not really necessarily in distress, but like a damsel who has managed to attract a masculine man, and a man who comes to, at the end of the day, like protect her, defend her, and like marry her and stuff. So subconsciously, a lot of women do not know, but even including alpha female and every other type of women, they are attracted to guys who kind of exude that alpha quality in them. A man that somehow exudes superiority, adventurous, daring, and bold spirit in him. This in turn makes her feel protected and feel safe with him, and in turn it also makes her respect him as a man and as a person. Does this actually mean that you have to be an alpha male? No. Does this mean that you have to be the son of a powerful public figure? No. Does it mean you have to be a public figure yourself? No, and no. This means if you're going to stand a chance with a high value woman, you have to let go of the mindset of a boy and learn what it means to be a man.
Kill the boy, Jon Snow. Winter is almost upon us. Kill the boy, and let the man be born.
Be daring, be unafraid to try new things. Test yourself every now and then with a race or a prize to win, just to keep the superior masculine energy flowing. Refuse to be one of those guys who just want everything to happen quickly and so easily. They just want to attain everything so easily and impatiently, because this can make you come off as a lazy person, a very boring, unexciting man, and also make you seem like a low self-esteem guy, which is a very unattractive thing for you, and would also make it very hard for people to take you seriously, not just women. And if as a man you don't have that respect in your life, it's just so hard. It makes life really hard. And this is a huge red flag that a high value woman finds very easy to actually spot on just your first meeting with her. So you have to be careful and make sure that you have dreams, you have goals, you have things that you're actively chasing after, and you're not afraid to speak out and discuss these things when necessary. And it just makes you come off as confident and bold, exciting, interesting, and it's a very attractive thing. And that masculine energy, when you keep it flowing, it is something that people can see. It is like your aura. So never keep it down, never burn low on that energy, because when it's low, it shows in your social life, it shows in the way you talk, it shows in the way you text, it shows in everything. So you need to make sure that you are keeping that energy alive. So there goes a few of my secrets to not piss off, send the wrong signal, or lose the woman whose affection you seek to win. But rather, being aware of these things and avoiding them in your life, believe me, will increase your chances of being attractive and charming and respected by women in general. Alright you guys, so I hope you all enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you did, please make sure to give me a genuine thumbs up, and of course share this video if you know anyone at all that it will be beneficial to. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also do not forget, guys, because this is really important, Do not forget to turn on my bell notification. Turn on all bell notification so that you will get notified when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and you just make sure you believe in your heart that you can have a great positive day ahead, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.